the meeting. So welcome everyone to I think this is our fifth pre-arrival meeting. And this is to help our incoming 2024 fall graduate students to become accustomed and acquainted with our programs and opportunities that they have before they arrive. So they don't have to be overwhelmed at the very first orientation. I don't know if any of you remember joining the first orientation and being like, so much information all at once. So our goal is to kind of spread it out while they're still not taking classes yet, and just joining us to hear little by little. And I see we still have some people coming in. That's great. Let me make sure that's not, as long as everyone can get straight in, that's great. And so my name is Lisa Hollinger. I'm the Assistant Director of Marketing and Outreach. And with that title, that gives me a chance to get to know students a lot. So a lot of the people here today are alumni who I met when they were students, except for McKenna. I think McKenna, you had just graduated.
That's right. I just graduated. We met at my former workplace while she was tabling to get more students to be interested in our awesome programs.
Exactly. So it was like a chance meeting at NCTC in Gainesville, right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right. So before we get started, I just kind of want to know like who's here today. Can you drop in the chat, the audience, can you drop in the chat which program you've been admitted to? So just put it in the chat and we'll take a look at the programs that we have here today. And of course, as students joining our programs, some of the information will be a little bit program specific. So we have Yeshas from data science, we have health informatics, and some of the program is just general to any graduates. Some of the information will be general to any graduate student. So go ahead and drop in the chat. I see information systems and technology, data science, a lot of data science students. And some of you haven't answered, so go ahead and drop it in the chat. What's your program? We have the linguistics student, yes, and I think Nirali, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Hima and Sahiti, you can, yes, okay. Nirali is a linguistics student, and she's one of the people who sent questions. And I see Renu is here now. I think Renu is our data science student, right? Hima, what was your major?
Information science, health informatics.
Yes, and how about you, Sahiti? Same?
Yeah, same as Hima.
Okay. And then Renu was data science. So we'll get her, I think.
Yeah.
Renu, yes, Renu, I just made you a co-host. So feel free to, there we go. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Hi, everyone. How
Good,
are you
it's good.
doing?
We're doing great. It's great to see you. So I just introduced myself and I'm going to go ahead and have each of you introduce yourselves. Let me make, I see we have another co-host here. Yes. 1 second, please. Okay. Okay, so go ahead and introduce yourself. Let's start with Hima. Hima, you introduce yourself?
Yeah. So, hello all. This is Hima, and I'm a performance engineer and working at UWM. And I have completed my master's in information science and the concentration health informatics from UNT. So, I think like it's a great honor to complete my master's from this university because where I have learned, other than health programs, I have also learned about the technologies like Python, data modeling, really helped me in my, going forward in my career. So, yeah, this is
Okay,
what, yeah.
great. Thank you, Hima. Thank you so much for introducing yourself. Welcome. And then McKenna, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'd love to. Good morning, everyone. My name is McKenna Matsuriwang. I am a graduate of the Library Science program, and I'm currently an adult services librarian at the Denton Public Library, South Branch on Teasley. If you're in the Denton area, you'll have to come by and see us. But I'm happy to be here today. I loved my program, happy to represent and support incoming grad students. It's a very exciting and important time in your life.
Thank you, McKenna. And Jessica, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Jessica White. I actually just graduated in May with my master's in learning technology. So I don't know if any of y'all are in the room, but I'm happy to tell you more about it. I came from a teaching background and now I'll be able to use my degree at a job that I just accepted doing instructional design from Tyler Junior College. So I definitely see how the program helped me get there, and I'm really grateful for all the opportunities and help I got during it, and glad to be here to support y'all today.
Excellent. Thank you, Jessica. Let's go to Sahiti.
Hello all, good morning and good afternoon for Indian students. So this is Sahiti Komoru. I'm a graduate student from Department of Health Informatics. Right now I'm working as an behavior analyst at public positive behavior supports for like help children who has autism. And also right now I'm preparing for my certification RBT. It's called Registered Behavior Technician. I'm so excited for my certification, and welcome all. And I'm here to support all of you and your dreams come true from UNT. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, thank you so much. And let's go on to the next alum who's here. Renu, can you pronounce your name for me? Am I saying it right?
Yeah, it's absolutely right.
Okay, all right. So go ahead, Renu.
Yeah. Hi everyone, this is Renu Chaurasia, and I graduated from Masters in Data Science last year, May 23. And I landed up in a job, and currently I'm working as a senior data engineer at GSK from Philadelphia. Like I have to go to office. They didn't give me work from home, unfortunately. But yeah, coming to the UNT, like I studied there for almost 1.5 years in the master's degree, and I met with a lot of professors and got to know many things about how generative AI works and everything. And this, my small projects helped me in landing up in this job, basically. And yeah, I really enjoy working. I used to attend all the functions at the UNT, whether it's a tech or non-tech, everywhere I used to go and meet a lot of people. So I would say like making a connection and talking to so many people, you will learn a lot. So yeah, that has helped me everything here.
Thank you so much, Renu. I'm having a little bit of trouble with technology here, as usual. You know, those things happen. So Hiran Mai and Durga seem to not be able to turn on their cameras, but Hiran Mai, I just made you host, even though I made her a co-host. Do you want to try turning on your camera now, Hiran Mai? Hira? She goes by Hira.
Hi, Lisa. I think it's my laptop for some reason. I'm
Okay,
really
it's your
sorry.
laptop. Okay, no
Um,
problem. How about you, Durga? Can you turn on your camera or no?
yeah, I'm having poor network issues. That was the reason I couldn't turn on, but I'm so sorry about it.
Okay, no problem. So it's not me.
Yeah,
It's you.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
great. Great. Okay, well, go ahead and just introduce yourself, Hira. And we'll just have to imagine what she looks like.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. It's really amazing to meet you all again. Renu, after seeing you, I'm reminded of the Eagle Landing days that we spent together in the first. We were like so confused about and all these options, and it just feels so good to meet you all here. So hey guys, this is Hira Hiranmay Panchangam. I'm a dual scholarship winner, yay, from UNT. I graduated recently, I guess like just 20 days ago, in information science masters. And yeah, here I am to clear your doubts and encourage you to become the aspirants of UNT. And yeah, I can tell you I can never regret this choice at all. I've loved my journey after coming to masters here, and it has been amazing so far.
Thank you so much, Hira. And a lot of you here that are here, the reason you're here is because I met you when you were students because you were so successful. You were scholarship winners, or you were doing other great things like being leaders in student organizations, or you were doing an internship, or you were getting a job. And so that's why we talked, right? So, and Hira is one of those cases. She was a 2-time scholarship winner. And Durga, you want to introduce yourself?
Absolutely, Lisa. First of all, thank you so much for the opportunity. It's great to be always connecting with you and the alumni as well as the incoming students. So I'm Durga. I'm almost completing my master's from information systems, so I will be graduating in summer. I had a great run at UNT, and master's program has helped me learn the current technologies and like just to update myself with everything around, right? And to like pick up the pace and everything. And one thing I would say to all the incoming students is that if all of us in the panel have done our masters with a few achievements in our bucket, then so can you. And UNT, and especially College of Information, is absolutely a delight to be part of, and because they kind of encourage you with any idea that you come up with. And I'm happy to answer any questions on this call and offline as well. So always here to support. And thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Durga. And I actually met Durga when she came to us and said, I want to organize Cybersecurity Month for College of Information. And we said, okay, well, sure, we'll support you with marketing and with technology, whatever you need. And sure enough, Durga organized Cybersecurity Month for us, and she had posts and recordings and every Friday of Cybersecurity Month. Wasn't that right, Durga? Was it every Friday?
Yes, every Friday, and we were having panel discussions from within the university and outside of the university as well. So it was very fruitful.
Exactly. And that's one of her specializations is cybersecurity. And that is a specialization you can go into if you do the information systems concentration.
That's
Is that
correct.
right?
Yes,
Okay.
and with the degree as well as I have a little bit of prior experience, but like that's how I landed into my job into cybersecurity again. So information systems as a program does provide a really, really good foundation for anyone who wants to excel in cybersecurity. For sure.
Excellent. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our alumni panel. We are going to have a faculty panel on July 2nd, by the way. So I highly recommend to all the audience members here, all the incoming students, that you join the faculty panel on July 2nd, and I will post a link later in the chat so that you can easily register. I've already set up the Zoom meeting. And next Friday, we're having a meeting with Anna. Raise your hand if you know Anna Moats, alumni. Yeah, okay. So Anna Moats is our career coach, and she's very helpful in all things related. Okay, I see here on my Hira is also raising her hand. She's helpful in all things related to internships, on-campus jobs, and getting a job after the program. So that's on June 28th, and I will drop a link for the registration in there later. Before we get started, I think most of you dropped your majors in the chat. We saw a lot of data science, health informatics, information systems, and linguistics, but we did have a few people come in late. If you haven't dropped your major, the program you're admitted to, into the chat, please do so now so we can take a look and see who all is here, which majors are here. But we did have some submissions from students, from incoming students for the alumni panel for questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some of those questions, and I'll ask maybe one of you to answer. And then if after that answer is finished, if one of you wants to add something, just say so. Just say, oh, I have something else to add. If you don't have something to add, I won't put you on the spot. Okay. All right. So let's start with McKenna. Okay. So McKenna is a Master's of Library Science graduate, correct, McKenna?
Yes.
Library Science. And of course, the Library Science program is very closely connected to the Information Science program, focusing on libraries. And the question is, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced during the program, and how did you overcome them?
Thank you. That's a great question. I think it's an important one to talk about up front with new graduate students. And you're right that the library science program and the information systems programs work very closely. At some universities, they are combined. And at some public libraries or academic libraries across the nation, they want you to have a combination of both. So I find that people in both of these worlds end up working together a lot more than we may expect to when we're all studying together. But I would say the biggest challenges that I faced during my program was just balancing my many responsibilities and the different hats that I wear, not just as a student, but as a partner and as a full-time worker and as a sister and somebody who loves to be part of a community. So balancing my full-time job, my schoolwork, my relationships, my health. Graduate school requires many sacrifices from a lot of us, and I definitely was able to overcome these challenges by being very disciplined with my time and highly organized with my schedule. That was the only way. Planning things 2 semesters in advance and making sure that I was highly communicative with everybody involved. It takes a village. So my employer and my partner and my professors, communicating, planning, being highly organized, looking forward every chance that I could was how I got through that very, very busy and demanding time. But I'm also very blessed to have a very supportive partner, and her care made it all possible for me. I don't know how people get through it without a support system. So it's very, very important if you have it to lean on the people who are loving you and supporting you through such a big journey.
Awesome. I hear 2 little nuggets out of there that are so important. I mean, a lot of what you said is important, but communication and planning ahead. You know, planning ahead and meeting even, you didn't mention advisors, but I think the advising staff.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Exactly. I mean, and in my first meeting with my advisor, I think we planned out most of my degree, but I would still, like, as soon as registration opened, I would have that date on my calendar. As soon as I got that date, I would make sure that I was one of the first students on my advisor's calendar, so I wouldn't have to fight for a spot, because that happened to me a lot in my undergraduate degree, and I didn't want that to happen in graduate school. But even though we planned so much out in my first meeting, I met with my advisor every single semester, sometimes twice a semester if things came up. That was definitely a major part in my planning and organization, and helping me be very strategic about my decisions that I made in the program, the classes I took, when I took specific classes, when I was going to do my practicum. All of these things, your advisor might not lead the conversation about those things, like they might not initiate it, because everybody needs different things, right? But if that is something that you need to focus on and that you need assistance with, start that conversation, and they will be overjoyed to help you and to spend more personalized, intentional time with you discussing those things.
Okay, excellent. Do any other one of our alumni panel members want to say something regarding this?
Can I just second that you should definitely meet with your advisor before every new semester? You're not the expert in the classes that you should take, and they are there to help you. So I highly recommend that meeting. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, there's nothing stopping you from enrolling in classes on the system, right? There's nothing stopping you. So you need to stop yourself, or you can go ahead and enroll, but if you want to hurry and do it, but then go meet with your advisor and say, these are the courses that I enrolled in. Are they the right ones? Is this a good decision? I'm thinking about this concentration. Are these classes getting me to that concentration? And such, or I want to do this for a career. Am I doing the right concentration? All those kinds of questions they can answer. And your faculty advisors too, right? Faculty advisors can be very helpful. They're just a little less available. You know, the advising staff is there ready to answer your questions, and faculty, you may have to wait a week or something. I don't know. It depends on the faculty member. Okay,
Yeah.
is that it? Is that it? Oh, yes, go ahead, Hima.
Yeah, even for me, like in information science, health informatics, I think CI advising is what very helpful in terms of, choosing a course, like whether it is suitable to take us or not. So it is the right one to mail, and we can always confirm with them whatever the program interests us in the list. We can always reach out to CI advising to understand whether that course is best suited for us or not. So I think they're really helpful for information science, health informatics students to reach to, and get a better decision on that.
I think you're speaking on mute, Lisa.
Thank you. So I put the email in the chat, ci-advising@unt.edu, to be helpful. So usually I have someone here helping me drop our emails and links in the chat. So excuse me if you see me, having to put my glasses on to look in the chat and then looking back at all of you. Hira, did you want to say something?
Yes, yes, Lisa. This reminds me of my one semester where I really wanted to take up one online course that was related to search engine optimization and turning on digital marketing presence. I was really adamant on taking that course, and I had talked to my CI advisor, and I was almost so sad for not gaining that one. And then they advised me why it's not really suiting to my career in the future. Just because I'm interested, it's not any value to your degree. And that's how I got convinced, and later I researched about it, and yeah, boy, they were right. So so I agree, I genuinely agree with everybody who told that we should definitely check up with our advisors before taking up any course.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Hira. It's always good to learn from a story, someone else's situation they experienced, and this is perfect.
Lisa, I would just like to add one point, if it's not going to take a lot of time.
No, go right ahead, Durga.
Yeah, just one thing that I would say to any of the incoming students, which I realized probably after a semester into my program, is that there'll be three. I'm just going to extend my answer a little than just the advising team. There are going to be three people who can help you, or rather four people who can help you with your entire master's program, with your coursework or anything else. Since if any of your international students or most of your international students, then one would be advising team, academic advising team, who would help you with your program. There'd be someone called the international services team who will help you with any of your visa related questions. And how can you kind of map your coursework with your upcoming practicums or anything like that. And the best part of the entire college or the university is the faculty. They're very, very approachable. Even before you start your program, right? Try to see what do you want to achieve. Let's imagine if you want to achieve or you want to settle into a cybersecurity based field, then try to approach those professors to understand like what coursework could help you, and like they're very good and they're very quick to respond. So you can ask them as to what research are they doing, and you can work with them alongside even before you come here. And finally, but the most important and my favorite is the entire college team. That's where I met Lisa. So all of them are very they've seen in and out of the college, right? And they're experts and they've been here. Lisa herself has been a faculty before, and then they have rich amount of experience. Talk to them. Networking is one of the main things that will help you go through your master's program very seamlessly. And yeah, that's something I just wanted to add.
Thank you, Durga. Yes, I'm glad to hear that the professors are responsive to your emails, responsive to your questions. You never know. We have how many faculty members? 200. I don't know what all of them are doing at any given time. So I'm glad to hear they're responsive. And Durga is right. The dean's office, which is where I work, is there to also assist you. We do student services. We're not the experts in your fields, in your chosen majors, but we can connect you to the right people and help you network. Okay, let's go on to the next question. So the next question comes from one of our students who is here, Nirali. And Nirali wants to know what skills or knowledge from the program that you studied have been the most valuable in your professional lives. So many of you are, I know, Jessica, you just got a job. McKenna has been in her job for 4 or 5 months now. And Sahiti and Hima and Renu, Durga and Hira, Hira, are you working yet? I know you just graduated. Have you found a job yet, Hira?
I'm actively applying for jobs, Lisa. I have
Okay.
figured out inside the college the full-time role that I was talking to you about. Yeah, but it's not yet figured out. My OPT did not start yet, so I'm kind of like chilling and practicing for now.
Okay, yeah, but you can even maybe talk about you interviewing and looking for jobs and applying when it comes to this question. What skills or knowledge from the program have been the most valuable in your professional life? And we'll start with Renu on this, because Renu has been working maybe the longest.
Yeah. It has been almost 8 months I'm working. For me, I was earlier a data engineer back in India. I was working, and later coming to the data science. I have chosen data science only because I want to know what happened after data engineering. Because being a data engineer, you always give your data to the data scientist, and they build a model,
generate something for any user and all. So that was my main intention coming here. And like I was more interested in data science job only, where I can get more about machine learning and all those things. So my major was like I mostly focus on the subjects which were related to the database and machine learning. So like in data science, we do have this type of selections and visualization as well, like to make a complete data science. So I focused on these three subjects, where one is like a SQL, because when we are doing the SQL, Python, and machine learning. So these three was like majorly I focused in my because I have a clear vision that either I want to become a data scientist or a data engineer. Like I literally had my main focus, the destination where I want to go. So like I was literally applying for job. Like I know that I will be graduating in May 23, but I was applying for the job from the May 22, like a year back only. I had many failures, a lot of failures, but I learned a lot from all the interviews, whatever I went through throughout the whole year. It was like I was applying after 1 2 months, I used to get an interview. So that's how it used to be like. And I literally, to be honest, I got to know like what they're asking, what are their expectations. So I eventually realized that to go into the machine learning or a data scientist, there are very few companies who take freshers. For me, data science was a fresher part, but they want someone expert like SME, who are like subject matter experts in either a health domain or they are in a financial domain, because they want someone to be background domain and then machine learning concept. So eventually I realized that, okay, I'm not able to land up in any data science job because of this particular region. So I went back and focused on the data engineering and to the subject which I studied more with the professor. One is like Hai Hoa Chen. He is really good professor in data science. If you have any doubt, like whether it's belong to his subject or doesn't belong to his subject, it really doesn't matter. He will give you the whom to reach out, what are the sources you want to look into the internet. I really spend a lot of time with the professor in this. And also we met there was a professor in Saurabh Chatterjee in a different department. He even also helped me. He is from the business analytics department. He also even helped me like how to approach, how to do the predictive and all those things. So I really do appreciate these professors. And it's really important, as everyone mentioned earlier, like choose your subject, what makes interesting, like you are interested into that, because there are a lot of subjects, like 40 to 50 selections among that. Really select wisely. And I would say don't focus for the score what we are getting, whether it's a 4 or A or B grade, doesn't matter. Eventually you will end up somewhere. So it's like we all need more than 3.3 GPA. That's really important. Otherwise, it's good. Like just study. Even though you don't want to study, go and attend every classes. Don't miss the classes, which is really important. Whether you will, you may not find interesting that subject, but you will find something else in there, like meeting professor or finding a new student, like talking to someone new. You will get a new perspective of something. So that's what I never used to miss my class. I used to go all the classes. I used to prefer take all the offline classes because it's fun, like getting dressed up, going to the
So
class.
in person
Yeah,
classes.
I used to prefer go to in-person classes because they are really fun, because you, whatever they are teaching, whether you will not understand 100%, but 10% definitely will be in your mind because you are visualizing the things. When we are virtually, it's like our choice whether we want to see or not. So we may
So it
skip.
kind of forces you. That's why I like to exercise in person too. I like to go to exercise classes because then I know like when somebody's watching me. Yeah.
True.
Okay. Thank you, Renu. So I heard her say something that I think is really important. Don't learn the material, because you need to know the material for your interview process.
Yeah.
If you start interviewing and you have, let's say you cheated off your friend, or you didn't go to college, or you whatever it is you did to avoid learning the material and just getting the grade, it's going to hurt you later in your interview. And then Sahiti and Hima, you both have been working for a while, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hima, do you want to say something about similar to what Renu said, but in your field?
Yes, sure. So to start with, like I have come from the background like health science in India. I have done a bachelor's in pharmacy. So after coming here, as I took like health informatics and information science, where it's not only about taking classes for health related programs, I mean courses, but also like we have like a lot of courses available in technology. So it's not just health courses, but also technology like Python, data modeling, data visualization, which I would say I have learned a lot of things in that, because I met various professors and I talked to them, and also like I used to learn because I was not very much professional in that technology programs, but still as a healthcare background student, like I have that opportunity to learn each and every class from each and every class. So it is where like my journey has started, and I think that is where like I got to learn these technologies, and these really helped me to find a job in the same field of technology. So right now, where I'm working is what I do is like development and also like testing. So I think these classes are the greatest foundations for my work which I'm doing right now. So I would say definitely I would recommend whoever coming for health informatics program, definitely look up for the courses which are like booming in technology, like data modeling, data science. In that way we can know how technology is like going, and what we can learn in code base and everything. So these are really helpful, because in United States, I think technology jobs are huge. So definitely we can find opportunities once we get to know the actual learning in
Okay.
technology. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Hima. Sahiti, do you want to add anything to that? Because you're in the same field.
Yeah, so me and Hima are like both went to same class health informatics, but Hima chose technology side. As he told, like we have two options, like it's health informatics. We can choose either complete healthcare, or like Hima, we can choose technology. For me, I choose healthcare because I came from a background called healthcare. In my undergraduation, I did health informa like bachelor's in biotechnology, and I also have experience working in hospitals like 2 years. So after like choose masters, I choose health informatics, where my concentration is only like healthcare. So I choose subjects regarding mine. So like how he might choose technology subjects, I choose healthcare subjects with the help of my advisors. Like please, I'm telling you, all advisors help us a lot. Like they can help you like what our career path is. We can like literally ask them everything. Like if you like more into healthcare, just go and ask them. Like our subjects are pretty clear. Like if you are taking one subject, you can see all the description in the subject, like what you are learning, like what your first week look like, and what your first week assignments are look like. Just go through the materials before taking a subject. And for me, right now I'm working with autism kids. I love working with them, and I'm a behavior analyst. So right now I'm taking my 40 hours RPT certification. It's called registered behavior certification. So if you have the certification, like you have more experience and like more driven in the field. So I'm so happy. And right now I'm in my second semester of masters. So I have this in health informatics we have to write a lot, like thesis kind of thing. We have to study a lot. So I spend most of my time in library. Believe me guys, it helps me a lot. Like UNT library have like more opportunities, like we can talk to like people, like they can build our resumes. They can help building the resumes, and sometimes they can help us like how to write thesis. Like if I know like writing a thesis is not easy, like talking English. We have to put more effort and all. Like in health informatics, I'm telling you, we have to write thesis and we have to like put citations. You guys can learn in like coming thing. But I'm
Yeah.
telling you, communication is important, and like critical thinking and problem solving is most important.
Thank you so much, Sahiti. And I think you opened the door to McKenna because McKenna is a librarian and you mentioned the library. And of course, librarians are your best friends. McKenna, do you want to speak about that a little bit and maybe add anything you want to add?
Yeah, I can confirm librarians are your best friends, whether that's your academic subject librarians at UNT who want to help you with those difficult citations or with a gap or a like a dead end in your research, or whether it's a public librarian who wants to help you connect with community resource or to connect you with a different set of resources that you might not have at your disposal at the academic libraries. I love to hear that libraries are a safe, dependable, happy place to be productive and to invest in your education and to meet with other people who are dedicated to bettering themselves and their communities. So that's absolutely wonderful. And as a librarian, as a student in the library science program, for this question, I can also say to be strategic about the classes that you choose, right? So that you know that you're benefiting your future professional self. But also if you run into modules or sections of those courses where you start feeling like, oh, okay, I don't think I really need this part. Or, yes, you do. You definitely do. Be humble and be open to all of the different topics that you're going to run into, because I'm an adult services librarian. But I'm very glad that I paid close attention and gave equal energy to assignments about storytelling and literacy for children and ILS development and cataloging, because I still run into those topics every week, even if that's not my main role. So I think one of the most incredible things about higher education, graduate education, is that not that it sets you apart because you have really specialized knowledge, but because you just have a wider range of awareness and knowledge and professionalism in a field that is very specific to you. So pay attention to all of it. Don't be too selective. Be selective in your in the courses, generally, but give equal energy and attention to all of the topics you discuss, because you will run into things that you didn't even think you were really going to need in your courses.
Yeah, actually, McKenna, you opened the door. So Nirali asked this question, and Nirali is a linguistics major, and I'm actually the linguistics alum that's here today. So, Durga mentioned that faculty for 23 years, and I was faculty for 23 years as a linguistics alumni from the program. And what you just said, McKenna, is so important, because when I started the linguistics program, I thought to myself, I had already been teaching. So in my mind, I was like, I just need to get this degree and get out and work. Like, I already know everything I'm doing. I don't need the theory, like, just let me teach. And I became humble very quickly when I started taking the coursework. And I realized so amazingly that phonology was one of the, so you asked which skills and programs, Nirali, and phonology was one of the classes that I had no idea. It even helped me with my Spanish and my Japanese speaking. I spoke Spanish and Japanese, but I didn't realize there were differences in the sounds that we were making. I thought, oh, it's an N, it's an N. No, it's not just an N, it's a different kind of N in every language. So I learned so much from phonology that I still applied in my classroom after I graduated. I would go to class and I would be talking to a Korean speaker in English, and they would be making the wrong sound for the F. And so then I would say, oh, this is a labial dental. And, I used those terminologies, and I would say, you have to put your teeth right here to make it, because it's physical. Your mouth is physical. It's like an instrument. So if you don't put your tongue, your cheeks, your lips, your teeth in the right place, you're not going to make the right sound. And then you have to practice, because it's muscle memory. You can't think every minute, okay, wait, I have to put my tongue over here. Before you speak, you have to do it so much that it's muscle memory. I learned that in the linguistics program. I didn't know that before. I just thought, oh, teach, whatever, it's going to be fine. So I would say for me, phonology was the most important class. And then also sociology. Sociolinguistics. Sociolinguistics, I didn't know I had an accent. I thought, oh, I don't have an accent. Oh, I do. Everybody does. So I learned from sociolinguistics to stop being so high and mighty about my personal dialect. We all have, not only do we have a dialect from our region, we have a dialect in our families, and we have our own personal, I guess I shouldn't call them dialects. They're just a way of talking. So sociolinguistics taught me that, Nirali, and I think you're really going to enjoy that class with Dr. Sukar Avila. And then I would say the ESL methods class. I thought I was, I've been teaching a long time. I use the direct method. I love the direct method. Well, there's a lot of other methods too, which I learned in ESL methods. And I learned so many different methods that I felt like, oh, now I have a toolkit, which I can pull out anything to apply to this particular student or this particular class. So I would recommend, like what McKenna said, go in with an open mind. Don't think you know exactly what each class is going to teach you, because you're going to find surprises in your classes. I would say the one class that was the biggest challenge was typology. Typology is where you try to analyze and look at languages you've never seen, maybe an Amazonian language, a language from the Amazon. You've never seen it. And you have to try to figure out what linguistic functions are happening. It's like a puzzle. And that expression, it's Greek to me, is really fitting here, because you look at it and you're like, I have no idea. And I would say typology was fascinating, challenging, and interesting, but I didn't necessarily ever use it in my career. Just that I feel smarter because I took the class and I understood the class by the end. So that would be my answer. Does anyone else want to share something about the skills and knowledge from the program you took being useful in your professional life?
I would like to add a few points.
Okay, go ahead.
So, first of all, it's important to understand that whenever you're a student, it's the time to experiment. Understand that, this is the time that you get as a bonus and not just to jump into another job. You have a degree program that is set for 2 years, and especially master's is more on the lines of doing research, understanding things in a deeper fashion. You might have learned computer science before in your bachelor's, but the intent of having a master's degree or a PhD degree for any subject, right, is so that you can explore it a little more, understand it from a different perspective and a deeper perspective. So first of all, what I would suggest is to have a purpose of what you want to achieve in your master's. It's not about, of course, the ultimate aim for anyone is going to be to land up into a job. And rightly so. That was my intent as well. And I've landed into a job. But what you want to do for these 2 years is what is going to define where you're going to land a job. Like, is it in your desired field, or is it just to have a job or things like that, right? So what I would suggest is definitely all your coursework is going to have some or the other impact in shaping you as a whole. So take it that way than just seeing that. Of course, they will definitely give you skills as well. Let's imagine I have had a coursework which I wasn't aware about before, or I wasn't sure like how would it help me from a cybersecurity standpoint. But it will help you in your everyday work and as you move forward. One thing I would suggest for anyone, just don't go by a name of the subject. I would say that's where networking helps. Talk to your seniors, ask them if they have a syllabus which has been designed by the professor, because each professor approaches a subject in a different way. And that's the best part of it, that you get to learn a newer version of the course, or a different, like the subject is going to stay the same, but the method of teaching is going to change. So I would say that just try to understand what is the syllabus that is going to be covered, and how is it going to be covered. So that would give you a good understanding of what skill sets, if it is in line with what you want to acquire or not. And that being said, one last thing that I would like to say is, it's just not about what the skills that you learn in the class, right? It's how you're going to utilize that in a practical approach. So have any activity that is planned out of it. Let's imagine if you are, if you have learned about data science, see how can you write a paper around it. Or let's imagine if, in my case, what I did is whatever I've learned from cybersecurity or anything, I tried to create a podcast out of it. I try to reach out to folks. I had a cyber awareness month. I have about 2 to 3 papers in my name right now. All of that happens when you kind of take every opportunity that comes along your way and go ahead and utilize that to the best of your capabilities. And all of these smaller achievements is what will get you a job at a later point. So it's a continuous effort rather than just saying that this is what will get you a job. So for anyone who might have that question at a later point, I just wanted to kind of cover that here.
Yeah, no, thank you, Durga. That's great. Can you tell us a little bit, just tell us where you're working and what your title is?
So I work in a cybersecurity co-op position for NewRes, which is a mortgage loan company. So
It's my mortgage company.
Oh, wow. Yes, it's been good, and yeah, the way I've ended up in the job is just by applying over LinkedIn. To be honest, that's what worked for me, but that's not the only source. There would be a number of sources I've seen things work for people, like, people landed jobs through Handshake and just by networking. So just on that note, Lisa, I'll just take another 30 seconds just to emphasize on one point. The way let's imagine if someone is coming from a different country, if you're an international student, the way job search works there is totally different from how the job search works in US. So you need to understand the process and adapt to it. And see, like, everyone is definitely, if you have written your GRE or IELTS, and if you have gotten a seat in masters in UNT, trust me, you are totally eligible to get a job. It's just how you design these 2 years or 1.5 years, however you want to complete the course. That's what is going to help you with your job at a later point.
Okay, thank you, Durga. Yes, so obviously we have our alumni here who are very successful and have been successful in either already finding a job, or I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe, Sahiti, you've been in a couple jobs until you finally found the one you liked.
Yes. So I like all my jobs, but I like this job, like, interests me so much because working with children in hospital is very nice, and I love connecting with people a lot, like daily basis.
Yeah, and I remember you telling me, even you came by the office, you said, I'm working, but it's not my dream job. I want to keep looking for another job. So like
Yeah,
Durga said, the jobs are out there. You just have to
just have to
get
look,
them.
just have to look all the
Yeah.
time, just have to look and build communications, like networking,
Mhm.
like that.
Yes, yes. And of course, Jessica just got hired in a job, her hopefully dream job. You'll find out when you get there, I guess. But Jessica, so Durga mentioned applying on LinkedIn. And I think we saw in the chat, Hira talked about networking. Are there other tricks and things that you did in order to get your application out there?
That's pretty much it, but I would just say apply on every system you can find. LinkedIn, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, all of them. It's crazy how many jobs are on one platform and not posted on another. But I do think LinkedIn is one of the best ways to go because you can make your LinkedIn profile just really beautiful and just really show off who you are and your skills and everything. And so if you apply through that, then they're going to immediately go over there and check you out. So I do think that's really smart. It's a great place to do networking, but also network with your peers because they're also going to graduate and get jobs in the field. So yeah, anybody that can be a resource to you and find a mentor.
Mm-hmm. And I like this idea about LinkedIn. I noticed that some of the students who reach out and say, I want to connect with you, they don't even have a photo up. And I know that some people want to be private, but I think if you're looking for a job, you can be professional and keep your personal life private, but you've got to have a professional profile, right?
Yeah,
And
you've got to
so,
be able to sell yourself a little bit. And LinkedIn is a great way to do it. Yeah.
okay. And Hira, you've got your hand up. What do you want to say, Hira?
Yeah, and I would like to share another resource. If you can afford, I suggest and everybody to go to networking events like AICon conference. The thing is, just a week after I graduated, our dean, I don't even know if he recognized me that well, he has sent me an AICon ticket that was about $200. If that was just upon me, I would have never been able to afford it. But he was like, it's a free student ticket offer to, you know, good alumni and great students like you. And I was like, why not? And I had to go to a Renaissance hotel. It was, boy, that hotel was immense. And the people in there, I've had the opportunity to meet people from several different domains. And the best takeaway from that is I was able to meet one IT staffing guy. There were like so many people from IT staffing companies too. I was able to market myself, I was able to sell myself to them, and they have been connecting me with a lot of vendors that do have big projects and, you know, offers to land. And that's a big thing. And I think people should be aiming for meeting people in IT staffing too. That could be a key resource, since jobs are like, let's be fair, there are jobs out there, but then again, it's going to be really competitive because of all the student strength, especially from India. So yeah, that's a big takeaway too.
Yeah. And Hira, I just want to let you know, not that I'm trying to take anything away from the dean, but you know, the reason your name got mentioned is because when phenomenal students like all of you, I interact with you, and also professors interact with you. So the dean, like you said, he might not even know he's busy, right? He has a lot of students to take care of, but
Right.
he reaches out to us and he says, I have 5 student tickets. Who do you recommend? And so professors
Oh,
and we tell him, oh, there's this student and this student, you should contact this student and this student. So this is good advice to everybody here, is make yourself known, you know, make sure that you're getting scholarship, you're applying for and getting scholarships, you're doing internships, you're posting on LinkedIn. Sometimes I just see somebody post on LinkedIn and I say, oh, hey, I see you're a data science student and you just got an internship. Can I talk to you? And then,
right.
you know, once I get to know you and I know you're a great person and you're doing all the right things and you're doing well in your classes, then you're more likely to get referred to these opportunities. Okay, I see that.
References mean everything here. It's not like, yes, like I think like Hima and Durga said, uh back in India, we do have placements team that directly take up students just as soon as they graduate. It doesn't even matter if they have the potentials, because they're going to train us anyway. But here it's not the thing. So here references and networking are the keys.
Yeah. Let me make a comment about references though. You have to know somebody. You have to know them. You can't just ask a random person. People ask me for referrals all the time. Oh, hello, ma'am.
Right.
May I get a referral? I'm like, who are you? I don't even know you. I can't give you a referral because I don't know you. So building your network so that you have people you can reach out to. And Renu and McKenna both have their hands up. Let's go with Renu first and then McKenna.
Sure, Lisa. As you mentioned, like just before first statement saying that for look for the events tickets which are really free for the students. That's how I met Lisa for the first time actually. So I do follow all of my professor in LinkedIn, and one of the Dr. Kinshuk, he posted that we have tickets for there was a cybersecurity event, so I got that free ticket, and it was really, as mentioned, $200. It's really we can't afford as a student, so he given that ticket for free, and I met a lot of people over there. It was in the Dallas, that event, and they do conduct in many different places in the USA, and our professor will have definitely contact with them, so have a good connection with the professors. And one more point I would like to just add about the job. So being an international student, it's very difficult to know, like we need first thing like the sponsorship, otherwise they will not take you for this job, even though we are allowed to work for 3 years without sponsorship, but generally companies don't prefer this type of thing. So you should always ask whether they are sponsoring or not. That's a one thing. And secondly, for me, applying to LinkedIn directly, whatever they say, like click the link and apply, that really doesn't work in a real world. It's very minimum, like maybe 10% or 20% in your work, but definitely look for the companies, the job profile over the LinkedIn, and just and then go to their company website and look for that job really exists or not, and then apply through the portal. And all the companies in USA, they really look for go and scan. One is like a automatic scanning, they may accept or reject, and to pass that auto scanning, it's best way to match your whole resume with the job description, whatever is written there, like pick the pick the points, key points, and update your resume and then upload it there. So spend like just 10 minutes. It will not take more than that, because your resume will always fit for that position, but just add few key values which are really important for that resume. So spend, update, then upload.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I often get somebody who sends me a resume and it's like it has nothing to, because I sometimes hire student workers. So sometimes I post a student worker job and I have specific things I want them to have. And they just send me their data science resume. And I'm like, I'm not looking for a data scientist. I'm looking for a marketing person. So you have to, I don't even, I see that and I don't even consider that person. So you have to tailor your resume and your cover letter to the job you're applying for. Without lying, you don't lie. You just remember all the skills you have that match and you make sure they're on there. Okay, McKenna, you wanted to say something.
Yes. So before I was a librarian, I was a career coach at a local college at North Central Texas College. So I'm super passionate about effective job searching and you're setting yourself up for the highest possible success. And what I told students, what I reminded myself during my own interview process was that the candidate who gets the job is not always the most highly educated. It is not always the most capable. It is not always the most experienced. It is the person who is able to articulately communicate her worth and value to the employer by sharing real life examples of your exemplifying the skills, traits, characteristics that they are expressing as ideal for the person that they're wanting to hire. So biggest piece of advice, whenever let's say you got the interview, you've done an amazing resume, you were really tactful about the words you used, you matched the qualifications, you swapped out characteristics you would use to describe yourself with those synonymous to words that they use in the description. When you get to the interview, what I always do is print out their, in a job description, there's always that section that's like not required qualifications, but ideal characteristics, where they kind of list the soft skills, the different forms of technology, people skills, responsibilities, things that they want you to be able to do, traits that they want you to be able to have, line by line, bullet point by bullet point. My job description for my dream job that I'm in had 25 bullet points, and I went through and I wrote out like a story, a paragraph for every single bullet point, so that whenever I go to the interview, they're going to be asking you questions to make sure that you align with the qualifications that they're wanting, with their ideal candidate. That section gives you so much insight into what they're going to be talking to you about in the interview. So before you even get there, prepare.
Yes.
And make sure that you are being articulate with the worth and the value you bring. And again, I can't stress the importance of networking during, especially your practicum, if you're doing that in your program, especially if you don't have previous industry experience before graduating. I was so scared throughout my program because I've only worked as a library page for like 4 months when I was 17 years old. And in my program, there are tens, if not like 100 students who have already been working in public libraries for 10 years. And I'm like, how am I going to make this work? But I found that asking people about their journeys, talking to people, being genuine in your interactions with the people that you encounter in your practicum will in turn make them open and willing to share advice with you on what you should do going forward. I put myself in some very transparent, vulnerable conversations with the professionals that were around me, and I asked questions that felt awkward. Like if one of the awesome things that happened to me in my practicum was my practicum supervisor set me up with a meeting with the director of our entire library system. And she said, show up to this meeting, come with questions, talk to her about whatever you want to talk about. And I was like, okay, that's crazy. There's a 2-hour meeting on my calendar. I don't know what to say. But what I ended up doing was printing out my resume and bringing it, which was really bold. My mom told me not to do that, but
Your mom.
I'm glad that I did. I
Yeah.
brought my resume and I asked to go line by line with her and talk me through how I could frame my transferable skills from working in higher education to being a public librarian in her mindset from a hiring perspective. So
Right.
ask the questions, have those conversations. Professionals love to talk about themselves and they'll want to hear from you too. So
Yes.
start with questions.
So I think McKenna makes a good point. You have to approach your job interviews as a homework assignment and prepare. And you have to approach even a meeting with someone, a professional, as a homework assignment. And I want to bring back what Jessica said earlier about getting a mentor, because I hear, first of all, our first mentors are our moms and dads, right?
Yes.
So, and then later, maybe your mentor is someone in a faculty member, but also we do have a mentoring program which Jessica was a part of. I don't know, Jessica, do you, and I think some of the others of you may have also joined the mentoring program, but Jessica, would you like to speak a little bit to the mentoring program and how it can be helpful for students?
Sure. Yeah. The mentoring program I heard about from Lisa. Thank you. Yeah, so they can match you up, and by they, I think I do mean Lisa, with a mentor from your field. So there are mentors from throughout the College of Information fields that you can be paired with. And I was able to be paired with somebody whose career trajectory and interests really aligned with mine well. So she works for the Texas Board of Higher Education and digital technology and digital learning. So I just learned so much from her. She introduced me to people. She helped me with my resume and the interview process. She kind of really helped guide my steps in terms of what to do during my master's program and even after to be successful in the field. She gave me one piece of advice that I still think about now, and she just essentially said to always say yes, that I would be asked to do speaking, to come talk to new students, that I'd be asked to do things like this, and that I should just always say yes to those opportunities when they come along.
And I'm
And
so
that's really-
thankful that you all say yes. Thank you for
Yes.
saying yes, alumni.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm really grateful for that, because there are things now on my resume that might be missing from other resumes. It's more than just that I did the degree. I really dug in and got active. I helped start the LTech Student Association. I was a founding member and secretary. So really just getting out there. She was just really helpful. And to piggyback on our last conversation, another thing that she told me that has really guided me through my interview process lately is that if you are applying for a job that you are qualified for, like you're reading these bullet points, you know you can do it, you know you want to do it, then really you're just sitting down and having a conversation with people that have a mutual interest. And that's a more fun conversation. And I really think that that stood out in a lot of my interviews that I've heard back from those people, is that it did feel conversational and like we were all talking about something we had a passion for and interest in. So when you're qualified, an interview can actually be pretty fun.
And you just used the word that I wanted to use. Thank you for reminding me, passion. So I've talked to lots of students, you're just a small group of people who are so wonderful and always say yes when I ask you for help. But I've talked to a lot of students who said that they got their first job because when they got hired, they said, well, I didn't have as much experience as other people. I didn't really fit all the job duties. I didn't really fit all the experience, but they said, but you were so passionate about the topic. We knew you'd come in here and do great things. So we are at the top of the hour, and I asked for an hour of our alumni's time, but I do have one more question, and anyone who needs to go, Durga, she had another meeting. You all are professionals now. So if you need to go ahead and go. But this is kind of a fun question, and this is from Yeshas, right? Yeshas. So Yeshas wants to know, this will be our last question. What is the best thing that happened to you at UNT in the program? What was the best thing? So I know a lot of great things happened to all of you, but just pick one thing to share, each of you, and we'll have Yeshas hear the answers. So we'll start with you, Hima.
Yeah, so I think like for anyone like coming from like home country, like from India, is like coming to a place like UNT is like a dream. So whatever happens and whatever we come across is so beautiful, I would say, at UNT, because here we have like opportunities, and as everybody said, we have like opportunity to network with the different people, and we have like option to talk to professors where we can get some ideas on building our career. So everything is like a lesson, and everything is learning here. So I say it's really a great place to learn and interact with different people. So I always like encourage anyone to study at UNT and take this advantage of learning new things.
So I hear you saying everything was the best thing. Just coming
Yes.
here was the best thing.
Yes,
Awesome.
everything is best thing, because even if you fail at some point, that's also a best thing to learn
Learning.
and come up with good ideas where you can just move on with that like mistakes, and you can go forward even more stronger.
Excellent. Yes. Yes, I agree. Renu, did you want to say something? What's the best thing that happened to you?
I met my husband, like I found a guy, I fall in love with him, and I got married to him.
Yay! Congratulations. So forget academics, just find a guy or a girl. By the way, we have an all-female alumni panel here. It's not because we only have females in our programs. We have 50-50 male and female with all the programs combined, right? There's lots of men around too. Clearly Renu found one. But the point is, women tend to say yes more than men.
Yeah.
So I did invite some male alumni, but they weren't available, or they didn't respond. So let's go on. Thank you, Renu. I love that love story. I love love stories. So Sahiti, you want to speak next?
So the great things is like, first, I want to say thank you, Lisa, for nominating me Great Grads 2023. I want to thank you, Lisa. I'm a great grad student from like 2023, and I'm a scholarship scholarship. I received a scholarship from College of Information Science. It's based on my academics and my social work, and thank you for that. So when it comes to great things, I met my wonderful friends like Bindu, and I have like met my friends, and as Renu, I find my uh, partner here. So I I like UNT a lot. When it comes to academics and all the fun, UNT is the best. Sometimes forget about academics. UNT is so much fun. Like they have all events every week. They host like events like free food. They put free food in college to go and enjoy, explore the campus. It's the biggest campus, so have fun. Like Bindu
Yes.
said, we have positive and negative. Like how you take positive things, take the negative things as well, like failure and like up and downs. You have to face like both. When you're ready to face up in your career, ready to face down, like motivate from your down and like have fun. Yeah, Renu said free t-shirts too. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of activities going on campus all the time. Anytime we're planning something, I have to check the UNT calendar, and it's sometimes hard to find a date that nothing else is going on, which is going to take students away. So, okay, McKenna, you want to say something?
Well, getting this degree is one of the best things that's ever happened to me. I'm a first generation college graduate from undergrad even, and I mean 2 generations ago my family was fleeing, not even two, my father was fleeing a terrible war in Southeast Asia, and my grandparents were teachers and had to be janitors in the States their whole lives until they passed, and now I get to work in my father works in that weather, freezing cold, burning sun every single day. My mother works 60+ hours a week for no benefits, and I have the insane privilege to work in an AC controlled environment where people are happy to come into the library every day, and I get to have amazing benefits that helped me lead a happy life with a good work-life balance. And I was able to do all of this really because I attribute a lot of this to my amazing advisor who connected me with my practicum advisor who helped me get this dream job. Being hired on my practicum site is something that just fills me with so much humility and pride. And so I think the connections that I made and the life that this has afforded me and the improvements and the progress it represents for my family and our legacy means the world to me. So I'm so
Thank-
grateful to have done it at UNT.
Thank you for sharing that story, McKenna. I didn't know that about I knew you were first gen, but
Yeah.
I didn't know that you know,
My
about your
family were
family.
refugees from Laos. They came here as asylum seekers.
Yes, and thank you, Hema. Hema has to go, no problem. I know you all are working, so feel free to log out. But if you can stay and answer the question before you go, or if you've already answered the question, or you're welcome to stay even if you've already answered the question. So, Hema, did you want to answer before you go, or you need to go?
Yeah, so thank you so much all. So it's a great honor to meet you all and to interact with you. It's a great learning for me. So yeah, good to see you all and many more to see.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. We should have a party sometime.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Okay,
Yeah.
bye, Hema. Have a good day at work. Jessica, did you want to say something about the best thing that happened to you at UNT?
Yeah, I agree with so much of what all of you have said. I do feel really proud of myself in the last 2 years of hard work and the doors that I see that it's opened. But I also just want to say the people. I made so many wonderful friends and my peers. My professors were invaluable working together with me. Even outside of school, one of the professors connected me with 250 pairs of solar eclipse glasses so that I could bring them to my students on my campus and let them, see what might be a once in a lifetime opportunity. The people, Lisa, whose help and support was just above and beyond. Anna Moats, that I do hope y'all will go to her meeting and talk with her. Yeah, the people I think was the best part of my experience.
Okay, thank you. And you know what, Jessica, we have a question in the chat that's related to studying learning technologies. It's somebody from Ukraine. So welcome from Ukraine as well. I don't know what time it is in Ukraine right now, but of course we are always hoping for the best for the Ukrainian people. He's asking, would he have a chance to get a job? I don't know if you know the answer to this, but he has a master's degree from Europe and he's been a business trainer in Ukraine for 30 years. And now he's studying learning technologies and he's asking about work. Now, it depends on your visa, of course, whether or not you're eligible to work more than on campus. But if you do have the type of visa, sometimes Ukrainians get those types of visas where they can work. What do you think, Jessica? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity for that, for sure. I've seen that in my interviews with corporate jobs that they are looking for that experience. And I think that amount of experience definitely makes you eligible for a lot of the different jobs that I've seen available. It might be worth it to look for some remote instructional design jobs or contract instructional design jobs, just so that wherever you're living, if you're working, those are pretty easy to pull off and they are plentiful. So yes, I do think that there are opportunities and I would get out there. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. And then, just FYI, everyone, you should be following the LinkedIn page, College of Information Community, the College of Information Community LinkedIn page. We post any jobs we come across there that match our students' majors. So I know that Jessica sometimes saw some there that she applied to, probably everyone did. And those jobs have been kind of vetted by Anna Moats, our career coach. She'll make sure it's like a legit company and a legit job and that they're still taking applications, because if anytime I send her a link that I found, she's like, Lisa, they're not taking applications anymore. I'm not posting this. I'm like, oh, which I didn't even check. So, be sure to check the LinkedIn, so LinkedIn profile, and then just search College of Information Community, and you will ask to be joined, and we will approve it. So go ahead and do that now. Person from Ukraine, I'm not sure how to say your name, so I don't want to mess it up, but we're glad to have you here. So thank you, Jessica, for that piece of information. I think all we have left is Hira and Sahiti. Sahiti, did you already say what your best thing was? Yeah, you
Oh,
found
yeah.
your partner. Yeah. What about
Yeah.
Hira? Hira, did you want to share your best experience at UNT?
Well, I've been trying to pick one, but I genuinely cannot because I've been a dual scholarship recipient and I've been on the wall for COI great grad. I mean, my mom was literally giggling up in circles around, and she was like literally showing up my name on the website that came up twice every time to all of the kith and kin that came in. And apart from that, there was this one time where I had to pick between becoming a TA and an IT job. That was really difficult for me because the professor, I personally really liked her because she introduced me to a field that I was really interested in. She's Dr. Xin Wang, and she teaches one of our core courses, Info 5000, Information Professions, and the other one, Info 5735, UI UX Research subject. So the thing is, if we get to become a TA, our tuition is waived off by 40%. And also you will receive a decent pay to be able to enjoy your lavish American dream after coming here just as master's student. But then that was the time when I've also gotten a chance into an IT role in our college, which it's a small IT firm that supports 5 departments, including College of Information in our college. And I was like, what do I do now? And then I had chosen to volunteer for Dr. Xin Wang's research and take up the full-time role into IT because TA is a seasonal role and the IT is a full-time position. So till now, I've been in touch with the team. I think there are so many things that happened to me, but this was the best thing that happened to me because I am also expecting a job from them, and which is almost finalizing. And
Yay! Congratulations, Hira. I know you were the one person still looking for a job out of the group, right?
right, yes, Lisa. So I mean, the reason being my OPT did not start yet. So I still did not receive my EAD card, and that's where I'm waiting upon. And yeah, I mean, choose wisely, guys. You have so many opportunities there at the UNT, and I kept applying for jobs despite getting one job. I think I've landed in a dining position. I've landed 2 TA jobs. I've landed into one IT job, and I've been there for so long that all the professors recognize me by now, and they're like,
You've helped them all, right? They've all called you on
right.
emergency, and Hira's like, I'll solve your problem.
Yeah. The best part is there are many tech, although they're not tech savvy, there are like many professors who are really proficient in their field, and they used to, bribe me with small gifts all the time, which I'm not supposed to take. But man, the pencils, I do have a very big stationery kit at my house. I wish I could show that to you all, guys. I'm really proud of it. So yeah, it's all opportunities. You just need to network. They just need to believe in your work ethic first so that you land into good positions. And if you land in there, you can always learn. That's what we do all the time. Nobody's equipped with everything from the beginning. You just learn as you go. Yeah.
Yes. Excellent information. And it's so important for the students to know also there are on-campus jobs that you can get and work 20 hours a week and start gaining some experience. Of course, sometimes those on-campus jobs are not the field you want to go into, but you still learn maybe leadership skills, communication skills, customer service. There are applicable and transferable skills that you get in any job that you do. And I think, Hira, what you had done is you took the dining services job, but then you kept looking and finally you transferred very quickly into IT, which is the area
Exactly.
you wanted. Yeah.
The dining, it did not specially work with me because I think most of you all, I think Renu is from dining as well. That's where I met Renu. But then I could not take up that role because it was not aligning with my schedule. Although yes, they do give schedules aligning to you, but I'm a vegetarian, so I was not really comfortable with the cross-cultural food etiquette. So I kept looking, and I think in just 1 month I've gotten another IT job and also the TA job like I was mentioning. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So yes, and don't be afraid. So next week on June 28th, we're going to be talking to Anna Motes, and she is going to talk about using Handshake to apply for on-campus jobs. And she's going to talk about the College of Information community page, and she's going to talk about LinkedIn, and she's going to talk about your resume and all the career center services that are offered. I feel like I've overstayed my welcome here, and I should allow our wonderful alumni panel to get on with their day. And I also should allow you, the audience, the students that are coming in the fall, to get on with your day. If you have any last minute questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat, and I'll be sure to get answers for you. But I want to wrap this up, and I want to say thank you to Hira and Jessica and Sahiti, who are still here. Thank you, ladies, so much for coming. Do you have any final word you want to say?
Like, welcome to UNT, guys, and welcome to America.
Yes.
Yes, and good luck and do your best and take every opportunity. And I think you're going to really enjoy it.
Yes. There is one final question in the chat from Yeshas. And actually, Yeshas had put this in the questions that were sent previously, but we just ran out of time because we had so much great information to talk about. Clubs. Can we join any student clubs in the first semester? Yes, you can join now. You can go to the student org. You know what? I'm going to drop it in the chat.
And about that, oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you please talk. I'm looking for a link.
Okay, so about student clubs, I forgot to mention this. I made a note of it before. So on this note, I would like to tell you about UNT LISA, which is an organization for College of Information, most of the students in it, and they do organize a lot of webinars and seminars, and they let us meet good and great people from all of the domains and how their experiences have been, and they do give us tips and advices about that. And I've had the chance to meet so many people through that. It usually happens on every Thursday. They do ask you to fill out a form first to be able to join in there. You have to express your interest. I mean, of course, it just adds on to your canvas like a course, and you can access to all of the meetings. And yeah, there you go. They do post a lot of opportunities too, and they do give out information about scholarships, about internships, and all that stuff too. So yeah, that's a great group too.
Yeah, thank you, Hira, for talking so I could get the links in the chat while you were talking. Yeah, so the first link is to all of the student orgs that are under College of Information. You know, we have a linguistics one, we have a learning technologies one that Jessica mentioned that she helped found. We have the new health informatics one. Did you know that, Sahiti? We have a new health informatics student org.
Oh yeah, someone told me.
Yeah. So it's brand new. It just started, and they just elected a president and a vice president and everything. And we have LISA, which or Lisa, I'm not sure how to say it here actually. The library science and information science one, and then there's also ASIST. So go check. Oh, and the UNT data science org. So go check them all out and join them. And you can join now, Yeshas. And then also UNT has over 500 student orgs. Maybe you love art and you want to join an art club. Maybe you, the student, the India student organization. So if you're from India and there's probably even a Ukrainian one, honestly, a student organization, or maybe at least European student association. So join whatever you want, and then you can decide how much time you want to spend going to them. You'll get probably added to a Canvas class once you've joined, or you'll get the notifications of activities going on. Like Hira said, they're all very active. So yes, you can asking that question before we left, Yeshas, because I think it is an important question for all students. Sahiti mentioned fun, having fun at UNT, and this is one way you can have fun. And we are going to have a meeting about student orgs, and I'm inviting the presidents. Let me put in the chat also. We could talk forever. I think we could stay here forever. Let me put in the chat the calendar for all the meetings we have coming up. I haven't created links to all of them yet, just the next two, which I'm going to also drop in the chat. But there will be a student org meeting coming up. Here's the one for if you want to register for the meeting with Anna Motes, the career coach, that's the registration. And then one more. Let me get the one for the faculty panel. Highly recommend that all of you here come to both of those meetings. And with that, I am actually going to close this meeting. So thank you everyone so much for coming today. I hope to see you again at another meeting. You can always email me if you have a question that didn't get answered here, and I can reach out and ask alumni members what their answers would be and send them to you by email. So we're never finished. Bye, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great evening in India. Have a great afternoon in Ukraine, if it's afternoon, and have a great morning and Friday, because here in the United States, TGIF means we don't work tomorrow. Bye.
Bye,
ya.
everyone.
Good day, everyone.
Bye.